Hello, good people, and welcome to the first episode of This Is Dope. This is a vlog I started really just to kind of highlight and share with you some things that I find throughout the week that I feel is just dope. I mean, it could be anything I'm interested in, right? I'd rather be tech, cigars, that's part of one of my interests, sports, video games, fedoras, a joke. It could be anything, right? As long as I think it's dope and it's positive. I definitely don't want to turn this vlog into a rant about negative things, right? That's not the object of this. There's a lot of things that you'll find that will suck. Other people can do that. That's not my thing. I don't think you guys want to hear me go on a rant about what I think sucks. So, the entire premise of this is just really just giving my perspective on this particular thing and how I think it's dope and how it affects me in my everyday life. I am not a creator, so the quality of these videos, the production quality, right now may be a little janky, but hopefully I can improve that some. I have some friends that are creators, so hopefully they can give me some tips. Right now, a little bit about myself. My name is Ahmad. I am an InfoSec professional. Some big gadget nerd, big superhero nerd. Love fedoras, love bourbon, cigars, watches. Music. Definitely love music. Big music fan. And a number of things. Obviously, my kids are top of that list. My family, my wife. So really, you'll see things surrounding, things that I think are dope that pertain to my everyday life, right? I'm open to suggestions. If you find something you want me to speak about or review, if it's within my means and power to obtain it and tinker with it and give you a review if I like it, then I will. I'm only going to give reviews on things that I actually think are dope. I mean, as I stated earlier, if I think it sucks, I'm not going to give you, this sucks or this is not dope. That really is it in a nutshell. I just want to thank everyone for tuning in. Hopefully you find these videos entertaining, valuable, some positive something out of it, right? Hopefully they get better the more and more I do. I don't know a frequency. I plan on doing at least once a week, maybe twice a week. It just depends on how much dopeness I run across that week. Do me a favor though, please hit subscribe down below. Give it a like. Give it hit your notification bell so you know when I'm making a new video about some new dopeness that I found. And thanks everyone for joining me on this journey. iPadOS 13 Beta 1. Let's dive right in. Really, I'm just going to show everyone really how I use this and on a day-to-day basis and how it's enhanced my workflow personally and the benefits I've achieved from having this installed on my machine and utilizing those new features. Now, a disclaimer, this is beta 1 software, right? Like not only beta, but the first beta. So it's going to be buggy, but it's not, it's not so bug prone or error prone that it's not usable. Actually, it's very usable. This is my work machine. I work off of my iPad. It's the iPad 12.9, iPad Pro 2018 12.9 inch. Just to give you some insight into what I do, I'm an information security professional, so I work in IT. So there's a myriad of things that I need to do. I can do about 90 to 95% of things I need to do on here with me still needing to utilize my Mac for some more intensive processes like, launching VMs, running some Linux-based tools, things of that nature. Well, with that being said, let's dive right in. First, as you see here on the left-hand side, the first thing that's really benefited me from the changes that were announced in iPadOS 13 is the ability to slide the widgets over on the home screen. This helps me out a lot. I like to wake up in the morning, check see what the weather's going to be like so I can know how to plan my day. This Google Calendar obviously gives me insights into the meetings that I have lined up for the day. what the next one is, so forth and so on. You also have the ability to, as you can see, there's only 2 widgets here, but you slide up. Sorry, I did that wrong. Slide up. There are more widgets included. Everything that you had traditionally on your widgets on the separate screen in iOS 12, excuse me, you can have as a slide over in the widgets in iPadOS 13. So we have my reminders, which I utilize now. That, and I will stop there. I'll touch on that for a second. That I am trying out as my primary task management program or app, right? I was using Things before, but this really has a lot of the similar functionality, and obviously since it's integrated into iPadOS, it's a little bit tighter workflow for me, right? So we have a number of other things that I have over here, but yeah, I would say the first 2 widgets are important. You have the ability to swipe up to get to the other ones. So to touch a little bit more on reminders, the app is completely redesigned. It's going to read your sections or create your sections based off the accounts that you have in your email settings or for your standard email app, your stock email app, right? Where you go into general settings and then go into general, and then there's the accounts section under settings, right? So we have, your local, then I have, my work email, now another personal thing that I have. So I create a list underneath there. You have the today view, scheduled view, which is stuff in the future, and then you have all, right? So here, like I'm creating a document. I'm going to create a document, right? So actually, I'm going to scratch that. Let's just do a new reminder. So you add a new reminder, click test. You got to type in some verbiage. Click I over here. Then you get the ability to type notes in for this particular reminder. Remind me on day. Select the day. You can remind me at a time. Select the time. You can select how often it repeats if you want it to be a repeatable reminder, or you can select it. It could be location based, right? I could say work, wherever, whatever location I have saved in here. I'm able to utilize that. So I go ahead and flip this on. It'll remind me of the location. Right now, this is not working. Once I said, this is buggy, but that's how it works. You have the ability to change priority, low, medium, high, or none. And you can switch lists if you want to. So that's really it in a nutshell. Great increased functionality. I'm trying it out as my primary task management app. So far, so good. So another thing that I utilize a lot, dark mode, obviously. You're able to turn that on. Control center, you swipe down, go to the brightness. There it is. Dark. There's light. Now I turn it back to dark. There it is. So that's system wide. It's going to work for apps that currently support it. Some apps have their own dark mode currently. Those apps, obviously with updates, will be able to take advantage of the system-wide setting at another time later on once iPadOS is officially released. The another thing that I utilize a lot, that the improved functionality has really helped me out, is Notes. The Notes app has come as a tremendous lifesaver to me, right? So right now we have the Notes app displayed here. The ability to do nested folders is key for me. Before, when I was using it, I'd have to create all these folders and really put them underneath here on my Mac and have it sync to my iPad. Now I can do that here natively on the iPad, which is great. Another ability that helps me out a lot is the ability to have the same window side by side. I mean, that helps out a lot as far from a productivity standpoint, to be able to look at 2 separate notes and really, work off of them, so forth and so on. You can do this with all native Apple apps so far. I have not tested this out with any third-party apps. Well, let me take that back. The third party apps I've tested have not been able to do this yet. I've only tested a couple, like Word. Wasn't able to get this work in Word or anything like that. So another thing that really has helped me out a lot is the enhanced Siri shortcuts functionality. The automation piece is great. As you can see here, I've set up automation sequences so when I start my day, automatically this automation pop up to open up the apps that I use immediately to start the day, right? I don't know if it'll be even further enhanced when the more betas come out. I would hope that once you set these automations, it will automatically just open the apps. And maybe it's meant to do that and it's just not working all the way because of the beta. But if that's not something it's supposed to do, hopefully they'll correct that and improve that later on. But even now, just the pop-ups, having them pop up and being able to click run and then open up my respective apps is great. So that's another thing that's really helped me out a lot, or that I've noticed as an improvement. Another thing I would say definitely Safari, right? Safari and the ability to do full-blown task management. Not full-blown task, I'm sorry. The ability to have a full desktop browser within Safari, right? And the ability to really have these pages load as desktop pages. I'm sure you realize the capability to request desktop site has always been there, but when you navigate within the site, a lot of times the default would be to load that new page, that different page, in a mobile, in the mobile version. So you have to constantly go back and request desktop site for every single page. You don't have to do that anymore, which is great. So this allows you to run certain things that required more of a desktop experience natively in your browser now, like Google Docs is one. I have the apps, but now I'm able to run them in the actual browser themselves, and it works well. There's also a download manager, which is great, which will download directly to wherever you specify it to within the Files app. So that's also a big plus for me. Let's see, I would say another really important feature for me, it's not necessarily work related, but it's the Photos app. I noticed the improvement in the Photos application. I love it. It's great. Just the layout is I think it's the best they've done so far, right? You see the ability to have the video automatically play here. I'm in the days view now. My son's friends, my son, some pictures I took. Just the ability to see what happened on each day, or if that's a little bit too much detailed, you can go into months. You go into months, and then you have the ability to break that down by months. And then years. If you want to just go further out, then you have the ability to kind of go through that via years. So that has been a welcome change. And also the capabilities to edit photos, right? They have improved greatly. So I take this photo here, my son being silly, and I go to edit. You have your standard stuff here over here on the left, but you also have so many other options over here on the right, which is vastly improved. Oh, let me go back to the Notes app. There is one other thing I did want to show you. Within the Notes app, because it kind of ties into what I'm going to show you next, there is also the ability to the what I like to call the tool set. The tool dock has enhanced. So here you see I have it minimized here. Just click it there so you can just kind of scroll through it. It works sometimes. Or you can just open it, right? You just open it. Here, I just click on it. See, now it's not acting right. There you go. It opens. I have it set to auto minimize. If you don't do auto minimize, then it'll slide over here to the middle. If you do auto minimize, then it'll slide over there to the right, and you have the ability to move it wherever wherever you want it to, right? Even when you don't do auto minimize, you turn that off, you have the ability to place it down there. You can also move it over here to the side. And just the enhanced functionality has helped me out greatly. And when I'm typing it or when I need to annotate something, not when I'm necessarily typing, but when I need to annotate something within a note. So another thing I wanted to show you, this is the last thing really, is the ability to annotate, to mark up entire web pages, right? So you take your Apple Pencil, go from the corner there, voila. You can do just this page. This is the screenshot, this page, or you can screenshot the entire site and just do markups there. Just kind of flip back and forth between pages, select various pages, mark this, that, and the other. And that for me has been a great tool to increase my productivity. Well, that's really it. I mean, there's a number of other things I could go into, but that would be just a much, much longer video. I just want to say great job, Apple. iPadOS 13, a lot of added functionality to make this device begin to reach its full potential. Hopefully they'll keep improving. Hopefully this isn't the last of the major changes. And that's really it. Thank you everyone for tuning in, and I'm out.